Hey there YouTube, it's me Old Man Gamer Knit and I am back with another Minecraft survival guide. This is episode 4 of the new season and without further ado we will get on with today's episode. So today we are going to start and put some of the sugarcane that we started making in the last session to good use by making some paper. We're also going to make ourselves a compass so that we can make a map. So the first thing we're going to do is make that compass. So we put 1 redstone and 4 iron ingots into our crafting table and we make a compass. We then need to make ourselves a load of paper. So the way of making paper is to put your sugarcane across your crafting table in a row of 3. You can put them there, you can put them across there, it doesn't really matter where it goes, but that's going to make us 54 paper. And then we need this cartography table. To make a cartography table, you take oak planks or whatever wood planks you've got, and you put 2 pieces of paper above them. So that's like your crafting table plus two pieces of paper makes a cartography table. And that's basically for making and using maps. And then the other thing we're going to do is make ourselves a map, which you put a compass in the middle of 1 piece of paper, 7 pieces of paper, 8 pieces of paper. I can count, honestly, guys. And that makes you a map. So to use the map, you need to put it into your inventory, and then you need to right click, and that is going to let's pick that torch up. Let's take those torches off our offhand. There. That draws us now a map of the area, and you can see the little indicator on there. That is where we are pointing. So you can see the point is facing out of the door at the minute, which if we go out the door, you can see we're moving into the little bay area that we live in. Good thing with maps is we can actually make them bigger. And to make them bigger, you take your map that you've just drawn and you place some paper into the plus sign in the inventory of the cartography table. And you can see this now makes a bigger map in its preview. So if I lift this map out and we look at it again, we should be able to see a bigger version of our map zoomed out, so we can now see more of the land around us. If I put it back into the table again, we can zoom it out, and there we go, an even bigger version. And what we're going to do now is do that to the maximum, which I think is 4 times. So that's 3, that's 4, and then if I put it in there, look, it doesn't do anything else. So now we've got ourselves a map of our area. And you can see we are a small, tiny spot in this whole big area. And today we are going to do some exploring with that map to try and colour it all in and just understand what we have around our base, because I really am not loving this area. There isn't a lot going on. There's not really much to work with. We've had to plant our own forest over there for a start. So I feel like we need to try and have a little adventure around today and see what else we can see in the map. Another good thing that we need to try and do today is also take with us some wool. So I want to get some wool from our little sheep pen, because wool can be used to make banners. And excuse the noise, you can see we've been busy expanding the cows and the sheep have all changed colour. Wool can be used to make banners, and having banners while we're out and about is useful because we can then mark locations on our map, which I'll show you how to do. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to work our way out to the edge of our map. I'm going to start right in that top left hand corner. I'm also going to put the map in our offhand, because if it's in our offhand, there we go, we bring ourselves back onto the map. So if it's in our offhand, then we can look at the map as we're travelling, but we've also got this hand to, defend ourselves or pick things up or whatever. So the idea is we might not fill this whole map in this episode, but we will have a good go and see if we can find any points of interest on our way round. So you can see now I'm just running along right up until we get to the point of this top corner. Hey, Mr. Turtle. And when we get into the top corner, we will start and work our way across the map and see what we can find. And the reason we've got a boat with us is we know there's a lot of ocean around where we are today, so we were going to have to travel by boat some of the time. And we'll jump in the boat and we'll just keep checking. And if I find anything cool to show you guys, be it shipwrecks at sea, or if we're lucky enough to find some new woods or a village, then I'll bring you guys back in and we'll show you the points of interest. But you can see now we're in the top corner. We're now going to turn and go what is east on our map. So here we have coming into view now a spruce forest. So this is really good. This is wood that we haven't found yet in the game, and I really like building with spruce. So what we're going to do is we're going to get all the way over to the spruce forest, then we're going to chop a couple of trees down, and we are going to get ourselves some spruce saplings, so that at least, you know, when we get back to base, we can start using those spruce saplings to grow spruce trees and farm the wood. Oh wow, I think we might have a thunderstorm on our hands. I think we are going to sleep. There we go, we've escaped the thunderstorm. We saw that flash of lightning over the sea as we went to sleep. And now we will pick our boat up so we don't forget it. We've still got the map in our offhand, but we can still do some work with our other hand at the minute. So I'm going to chop down a few of these spruce trees and gather up some of their saplings. You can see we just got a new recipe unlocked because we've gathered our first bit of spruce wood. And you'll see those kind of unlock as we go throughout the game when we discover new things. That just means there's new things now available in our crafting menu. We're in our crafting table or just in our simple players crafting menu. So I'll just gather a few of these things up and then we shall continue with our little exploration. Oh, a doggy! It's not a doggy yet, it's actually a wolf. And wolves are passive creatures until you aggravate them. So if I was to give him a tap, he would attack me, and his mate over here would also come and attack me. Now, you can turn wolves into dogs, but you have to have bones to do that, to feed them, and they'll then turn into a dog and be your friend, much like most passive creatures in the game. But right now, oh, they're everywhere, aren't they? I bet there's no sheep around here, because the other thing that wolves do is attack and eat sheep. So if you happen to spawn in a new world in a spruce forest and there's some wolves around, you are going to struggle to find a sheep for your first night. So it's always worth aware when you kind of first spawn in, have a look around. There's a couple of wolves knocking around. You need to probably get out of that area fairly quickly and go and find yourself maybe a plains biome or something so you can find some sheep. How many saplings we've got? We've got 8. That's enough to grow 2 giant spruce trees. So what we're going to do is we are going to crack on with our little bit of exploration and see what else we can see. There's another food source that we've not seen yet in the game. So these are berries, and if you see them, they're sweet berries, and they grow on a sweet berry bush, and you can just harvest them with your right mouse click, and the berries will come off the plant. They're all right early game food. But you do have to be careful of the plants because, I'll demonstrate it, if you walk into them, you take damage. And obviously taking damage is not... Oh, there we go, bumped into one by accident. Oh, and again, okay, so yeah, this is the problem with sweet berries, is that you can easily hurt yourselves on them. And the other thing to remember is because they're food, we're now going to eat them to try and regain some of that health. You have to be careful not to be looking at a block, so mainly the ground, because if you go to eat it with your right click, it plants a sweet berry bush. So what I always do is just have a little look up at the sky before I eat one. And there we go, and then I can just take that bush out because it's not much use to us here. I'm just going to hurt myself some more on these bushes and gather up a few. So we've got 21 sweet berries. So there we go, that's something else that we didn't have in the game that we can now grow and use as a food source if we want to. So we've just found some peonies and we're picking those up because they are a very pretty flower. They can be turned into dye as well, so we could make ourselves, I think they make pink dye, don't they? Yeah, pink dye, so we could make ourselves some pink sheep if we wanted to, which gives us another wool colour to use in our build palette. Or we can just simply right click and replant them and have some nice flowers around. Oh, hello, there's a village over there. Now, I can't really go over there yet because we're exploring and we're filling a map in, but we will go there when we come back the other direction. There we go, we've reached the top or the northeast corner of our map, and there's not been a lot else to see other than the spruce forest for kind of new things. So what we're going to do now is we're going to point ourselves south and get to ourselves to a point where we can start and head back west. So navigating through trees is a bit of a chore some of the time, but it's easy enough to do. You can tend to spot a hole. I've got my shears in hand so we can shear ourselves some leaves as we go if we want to. That's one thing we haven't covered off yet. If you use shears on leaves, then a leaf block falls, and then we've got oak leaves now in our inventory. So if we want to, we could make a little bush. So we can make a little bush on the floor. There's loads of ways of decorating kind of your houses and garden areas with them. But I can see it's about to be night time again. So what we're going to do is we've brought our bed with us because we're not daft. Oh, look, we're coming on a village. We'll have a little sleep here first though, so that the villagers don't get upset by any mobs. And then we are going to go and explore this village. So here's our first real point of interest on the map, and it is a village. It looks like a plains village from the looks of things. And in villages you're going to find, well, villagers. So these guys that are walking around and having a little murmur at the minute. You're going to find their homes. You're going to see iron golems, who are the defenders of the villagers, and you must treat them with nothing but respect, because if you give them so much as a little nudge, they will fill you in, for want of a better phrase. But you also get loot chests, and so we can see, here we go, so we've got our first potatoes of the game, we've got some oak saplings if we want them, we've got quite a lot of oak back at base, and there's a dandelion I'm just going to leave there. And what other things do we have? So we've got the village bells. I'm leaving those in place. You see a lot of YouTubers stealing bells like they're theirs, but for me, I'm not that interested in the bell. Oh, village cat. So once you've got enough villagers in an area, a cat will spawn, and just be a stray cat. This is a new work block item for us. This is a brewing stand. We could use that if we wanted to. But also, this means this village will have a cleric in it, because I would imagine one of these guys is paired to that work stand. There he is, look, I think. Let's have a look. Are you the cleric? Oh, can't get him. So if I right click on the villager, I should be able to talk to him, and this is his profession, so he's a cleric. We're not going to take his stand, we're going to leave him to be his cleric. We could pinch that if we wanted to, but right now we're just going to have a good nose around this village, quite a good sized village really, and see if there's any nice loot for us. Hi chickens. Oh, there's a baby villager, and he's just gone in there with a little plant. Oh, he's a bit rude. Never mind, alright baby villager, you do you. And who have we got here? Is this a cartographer? There we go. So he's got a cartography table like we've just set up back at our base. And he's also got some paper, which we'll have. And he's got a couple of empty maps as well, which is quite cool. So we'll take those maps. We could have done with you earlier. You'd have saved us using some of our resources, but never mind. Is there anything else up here for the village? No. So I think we've explored all that bit. What we're going to do now is pinch these hay bales, because a bit of extra hay is always handy. And it saves us making too much raw wheat. This guy should be a leather worker, because he is paired with these cauldrons here, and that another leather worker and another leather worker. So there's plenty of leather workers in this village. They've got a little loot chest of some bread. We'll have that. That's always useful. I'm going to leave the leather hat and trousers because they're not being... and there's another leather worker. So there's 3 leather workers in this village. 4, in fact, 4. Okay, so we know where to come if we want a leather worker. We're going to head back down here. We've already been in that house. I don't remember if we went in this one. Let's have a look. There's nothing in there. Let's have a look in here. Is that farmer? Yeah, so a composter is a workstation for a village farmer. And you can see here, look, he's got 20 wheat on him, and actually we've just stolen a load of wheat hay bales, so we can do our first trade. So we've got 54 wheat. If we give him 20 wheat, he's going to give us 1 emerald, and that's locked in his trade now as a farmer. I want to get a couple of emeralds out of him, so I'll take those with me, and I've now got 2 emeralds, but I've not got any more wheat to trade him, so I've only got 14 and he wants 20. So we're going to bid him a good day, and we will go and see whatever else is happening in this village. So that seems to be it for loot in this village. Oh, look, they've got a lovely little dock area. That's very nice. So what we're going to do is get back on with the job. We're going to actually reposition ourselves a little bit so we can be in a bit of a better space on the map again. And we're going to continue exploring our way back to base. And again, I'll bring you back into the video if we find any other interesting points of interest. Okay, so we've just found a second village. There's a village right there that we're just about to come up to, and there's a village right there. They're really close together actually. They're not far apart at all. Ah, interesting. And looks like there might be another one up there. Oh, okay. This is a lot of villages all in one spot. It's not the most exciting of areas than that, and we're just going across a lot of flat meadow, but let's go and see what is in this next village. So here we are in village number 2, and we're going to do exactly the same. We're just going to have a quick look around and see if there is any loot for us in any of these places. Nothing so far. Tell you what, the other thing we could do is we can check these crops. There we go, yeah. So the villagers, certainly the farmer, will be looking after these crops. And so far we've got potatoes, we've got wheat, we've got sweet berries, but we haven't got, I think these are, there we go, carrots. So now we've got carrots, and if I am just a bit cheeky and pinch this guy's carrots, we've also got beetroot seeds actually back at our house. That's wheat, that's carrot, there's another carrot, and there's another carrot. There we go, so we've got ourselves 10 carrots, there's also some potato again there. I think we'll help ourselves to these, and what will happen is the villager will come back now and he will replant seeds, and there you go, he's just pinched that potato back off me. He'll replant all that, and then he'll use that to feed his fellow villagers, because they do actually need to feed. Mainly to be able to breed. Oh, that is a very poor loot chest. So I will just jump around the rest of these houses, seeing if there's anything else for us, and we will then continue filling in the map. So to make sure that we know where this village is on our map, so that we can come back to it another time, we're going to make ourselves a banner. So what we need to do, I don't want to use the spruce, where's the oak? There it is, right. So let's pop one oak plank in there. There we go. We'll put that spruce wood back with the spruce wood. And we're going to make ourselves a crafting table because oh, we did bring one with us. Oh, come on, Nick, use your brain. Right, so crafting table. We're going to make ourselves a white banner. There we go. So we need 6 wool and 1 stick. And if we take that banner and place it somewhere in the village, let's put it right here. If we then put our map in our usable hand and walk up to the banner, we can right click. He says, there we go, right click the banner, and that's now marked that banner position on our map. So we know if there's a white banner on our map that there is a village there. And that's really useful because if we want to come back to this village, we now can because we know exactly where it is on the map. We just pick the map up and follow it to the village. I'm just going to go back and mark the other village on the map also. And there we go, village number 2 marked on our map as well. Now it's worth saying when we're filling in our map, we always want to keep it open on the offhand or open in our main hand. Because when it's not open in a hand, it won't be getting filled in, which is a bit of a problem when you are aiming to have a nicely filled in map. We've also put a little stripe on the map there where we've not quite been into the right area, so I'm going to colour that in there as well, because that will upset my little bit of OCD. Now, you can go a little bit more off-piste with map making. You don't have to run up and down in lines all the time, and if you see another point of interest, by all means, go for it. Oh, okay, so we've got 2 points of interest here. We have got ourselves another village just over up on that hillside, and it's located really close to a pillager watchtower. So pillagers roam the map looking for villagers and people to upset, like me, and it is really weird to have a village spawn quite so close to a pillager outpost. That's really, and actually we've got 2 villagers really close to it, so that's really interesting because they could make great raid villagers later, raid villages down the line. And we've also found our first bit of snow in the game. And a billy goat. Hello, billy goat. Yeah, so we've got snow and ice here, which is a bit random, really, because it's not really. I mean, what biome does it say this is? Let's have a look. It says snowy slopes, but then I suppose if I step over here, it still says plains. So we've got a snowy slopes, randomly tiny little pocket of snowy slopes in right next to a plains, which is definitely a little bit on the weird side for Minecraft, but we'll take it. And that's a villager house that no one can get into, so we're going to do a little bit of reforming of the land here so the villagers can at least access their own house. We might even just poke up this tower and have a little look around. Yeah, it's a bit spread out in areas, this village. It's not very big, but well, we don't think it's very big. But there we go, we just heard a villager come in and take that workstation now. So we've created ourselves another cleric. and yet another village with a whole other bunch of leather workers. And we're going to do the same and mark this village on our map because we're not going to forget to do that. There we go, village 3 is marked on our map again. People scared. They will run away from you. They are a bit scared of you. I am a man running around with an axe, so, you know, there's probably a good reason to run away as well. If you don't know me, that is. I'm a really nice guy, really. So what we got in here? Oh, nice. Okay, so we've got some more bread, we've got some apples, and we've got some more emeralds, which are good, so we can trade those with villagers if we want to. And this is a nitwit. He's got a green jacket on, and that means basically he's a villager that can't work. So he's what we would call bone idle. Does nothing. But he can be used later in the game if you want to at least breed villagers. So there is one use for them, although they're just annoyingly useless, really. The other thing I think we'll do while we're over here, depending on the size of... I'm not sure if we're strong enough to take on a pillager tower, watchtower yet. I mean, it would have to be a really quick in and out job. So I'm going to eat some bread. Because I really want to mark the position of this pillager outpost on our map. So what we might do is just have a quick peek. I can't see any. I also can't really see a quick way up. So what we'll do is we will put our shield on, our hotbar. We'll walk over there with our map out until we see any pillagers, and then we might have to go into a little bit of defense mode. But there we go, we can see our first pillager. I'm just going to try and hop past all these guys without taking too much damage. There we go, they've only hit me once so far, that's not too bad. The idea is here, if I can get inside quickly without getting too much noticed, and if I can steal a block from here and then quickly shut this door up. They can still hit me through the windows, unfortunately, but there'll be no one in here. That's kind of the way these things work. They're never inside, they're always outside looking around. And if we go right up to the top, we should find the loot chest. Oh, dark oak. Right, we haven't had any dark oak wood, so that's really useful. I'd like some saplings, ideally, but we'll take the wood. We've got some arrows. We've got our first crossbow of the game, so we've got a new way of defending ourselves. We can use a crossbow. Some more carrots. We've got a bottle of enchanting. And we need to leave something behind, and I think we will leave the lilies. Leave the valley. There we go. So we'll cover the bottle of enchanting a little bit later because that's not really much use for us right now. But what we want to do is ideally get a look at one of these banners with our map in hand, and hopefully we can click the banner, and there we go. We've got ominous banner clicked on our map. It's even labelled, so we know that this is the pillager outpost, and we can come back here another time if we want to tackle the pillagers, particularly the pillager captain, and take on a bit of a raid. But what we're going to do right now, hopefully, is get out of here without having to sustain too much damage in the process, and we're going to do our best job of just simply running away. So I'm going to try and get orientated before I do, because I don't really want to run myself into too much trouble. And then I'm going to reopen this doorway, and I am going to make a run for it without falling down a big cliff. Whoa, that was nearly death. That would have been bad news. Right, here we go. We're off. We're running. We are looking out for deep holes. And I've got my map out. There we go. So we've ended up a little bit off piste there, but we just did a great little bit of exploring. We can go and get ourselves back on the track we were on earlier, which would be nice. But it looks pretty much like we're going to be back out into the ocean again quickly now. So I will promptly get out my rowboat, and I think between here and base there's probably nothing much going on. So I think the next update will be back at our starter base. So here we are, arriving back in the dead of night at our base, but we are doing our best just to avoid mobs right now because we don't need to get into any of that nonsense. And we're going to go back and stash all of our goodies in some chests, and then we're going to think about heading south on the map, I think, and seeing what we can see in that direction. There we go, we've somewhat cleared out our inventory now, and we are ready to travel south, and we'll be right on the edge of the map where our base is, so that's cool. We can head in just a little bit, and we are going to adventure a little ways down this way. Sure there's no mobs that's going to jump out of us, because we did just have to sleep through the night. If we drop our boat in, and we can get to boating down in this direction. And here we are in the distance. I can just see around this corner there's another village. So we've not even come that far from our base. You can see we found 3 villages, and here is village number 4 of the day. So that is pretty cool that we're in such a kind of village heavy part of the map. We're going to jump out here, and we'll go on foot and just see if we can explore this next village. Oh look, it goes right the way up the hillside. That's quite a pretty village actually. Oh yeah. Oh, that's really cool. It's got its own little bay. Oh, yeah, I like this. Some little stalls, and wow, it goes all the way up there as well. Okay, well, we're going to have a bit of climbing to do, but what we'll do is we'll do the same as we did in the others. We're going to have a quick check to see what loot's here. Oh, hold on a minute. Right, so we've got village number 4 here, and just over there we've got village number 5. This is getting a bit ridiculous now. So this tiny little bit of exploration, I'd normally expect on a map like this to maybe get 1, 2 villages. We've got 5 so far, and we've not even explored like half the map yet. Okay, well that's quite cool. Love this little bay in the middle as well. I think we might have found our new base area, because I can see this maybe being our area, and like build. Oh, hold on. There's some pumpkins there. We'll get those in a minute. Maybe build our little base up on top of this hill, and then we'll have a view over one village, which could be the nice village. Maybe this is a nice village, and then maybe this one maybe not so nice. You can see the little spooky cave down there. Maybe we can do a little bit of village changeroonies, and have like a nice village and maybe a slightly evil village. Maybe that little bit of a concept there. Make this, change this up a little bit, and maybe the two, like war, across, and the evil ones trying to attack the nice ones. And I don't know. We'll make some story up as we go along. But I think we found our new base area, and it's not even that far from a current base area. It's just more interesting. Ultimately, it's a nice outlook, and it's got this lovely bay, and yeah. Okay, right. Well, let's get to looting first, and then we'll think about what we do base-wise going forward. Some more potatoes and an emerald. So there'll be a cleric stand and a cleric. And a cleric stand and a cleric. Okay, we've seen a theme. Goodbye, Mr. Enderman. We don't want to know about you. Thank you very much. And this is a mason, a stone mason. So we haven't seen one of these guys yet. So you can trade them clay balls for emeralds, and you can trade them emeralds for bricks. So now we're going to make our way up this hillside and just see what other houses we have to look at. So it looks like this is the village's little meeting area, and a little bit of coal and stuff there, but we'll leave that for now. Not sure what this is. Looks like a little altar. You guys aren't doing any sacrifices around here. I'm sure it's all very innocent. These are the good villagers. After all, this is definitely the good village. Okay. Yeah. No, it's the evil village. It's the evil village. Make your mind up. Okay, so we've got some more potatoes. We've got some apples. We've got quite a good selection of apples now, and a book. That'll be useful because we can use that to make our enchanting table. We're going to steal that. Just take with us that chest there, yeah. And there's another house over here. Let's see if we can just... This doesn't look like it'll have any loot in it, but we'll check anyway. Nope. Another one up there. I guess we'll get that some other way. Okay, can't get that way. How do these villagers move around? Oh, take a bit of damage. Don't like that dark spot. We'll have to cure that. Otherwise there's going to be things coming out and upsetting the villagers. Oh, here we go. Fences. Any loot in here? Oh, nice. Some iron, some more apples, an iron chest plate. Might use that. What's our iron chest plate looking like at the minute? Yeah, that one's getting a bit low. There we go. We've upgraded our armor to something useful. And a grindstone, which we haven't seen yet in the series. We will make our own. We're not going to steal theirs. We're going to let the grindstone be there for now, because that's giving someone their profession. And we'll cover off villager professions in another episode. Let's just finish off our little bit of looting. Some horses up here. We have got those saddles actually. We need to use that saddle definitely that we found in the other episode. Because that would be easier for running around with. And this one should have a loot chest in. There we go. Some more potatoes. We're going to have a good potato farm going soon. Oh, and a bit of gold. Okay, so just one gold nugget. Okay, not enough to do anything with, but always useful. Little two-story house. Anything up here for me? Absolutely not. No, you just do you, villager. And anything in here? No. Think that's all the houses. Oh no, there's another one over there. Let's go. And that's the one we've just been to, isn't it? Yeah, we've been to that one. Let's just do this one last. And a nice water trough. Oh, this is just for an animal pen. Okay, and there's no animals. Maybe we should put some animals in there. Oh, and an egg. I'll tell you what, we're going to get rid of that egg. So all we do to get rid of it is we put it in our hotbar, we press our right mouse button and we throw it. And sometimes they turn into a little baby chick, and most of the time they just smash on the floor into pieces. What are you doing up there, dude? Oh, okay, fine, whatever. And I think that is it for this village. So what we're going to do is just checking it out. Another loot chest, another emerald. It's like a little fishing hut by the looks of it. A barrel there. Anything in the barrel? No. Okay, we're going to quickly dash over to the other village. Let's go. This village already gives me good vibes. This is definitely the nice village. Look at that. Nice little animal pen. No animals again. These guys aren't too good at looking after animals around here. Hey there, villager. And you've got a smoker. That's useful. Some smooth stone there as well. I'll show you how to make that soon. Oh, sorry, I just changed the design of your house. Never mind. Anything in there? No. Let's take that axe off. Okay, big hole. Probably don't want to go down there. And probably don't want the villagers going down there because that looks like somewhere they would go to die. Anything here? No. That doesn't look like the best of houses. Nope, nothing in there. Big well. Nice sheep and horse pen. What's scared? Hey, Iron Golem, I'm just looking around. Don't worry about me. I'm not doing anything naughty. So this village is not the biggest of villages, but we can do something with that, I think. There's a few bits and pieces around. It looks quite cool. Not sure about that little black cave up there as well. That might let a few zombies out, but never mind. But yeah, I like this village. This is pretty cool. And there's plenty of caves and bits and bobs around here as well. So I think we're done with looting villages. I think we found our new home hill. I think that's going to make for a good. What was that? Okay. So home hill over there. Good village here. Evil village there. And yeah, I think I like this area. The other holes to explore. Oh, this one's nice. Oh, that's quite a big cave actually. Okay, we'll save that one for another day. Let's go home and see how much loot we've got today, and then I think in the next episode we will think about moving that base over here. Maybe enchanting actually. Let's nail enchanting in the next episode because we could really do with some better tools and armor. And I definitely want to get to looking for some more diamonds, and really I don't want to spend time looking for diamonds until I've got fortune on a pickaxe. So we might spend some time in the next episode just cycling through the enchant table. In fact, I bet we can row a lot of the way back to our start base. Yeah, cycling through the enchant table to try and find ourselves the enchants that we want. And that might bring the grindstone into play actually. So I'll just show you how to make a grindstone in the next episode, and probably just go through all the different stones and bits and pieces. So yeah, I'll bring you back in when we get back to the starter house. So just as the night is about to fall, we can quickly check on the sheep, and all the cows. We'll see you next episode, cows. Definitely, we got something for you next episode. But if we just quickly get ourselves back inside our little starter house, that wheat's all nicely grown pretty much, so we'll be harvesting that in the next episode as well. I'll probably do that off camera actually, who needs to see that. So today we have had profits galore. We've got a few more emeralds, so we're going to stick those in. We've got some potatoes ready to start and make our potato farm. Quite a few there. We can do some carrots now. We've got some sweet berries. We've got a fair bit of stuff going on now. So yeah, next episode we'll be focusing on probably moving to the starter house and definitely the enchant setup, which I have put a little room together for right here, so we can get some early enchanting done. So yeah, that has been this episode. Thank you very much for joining. It's been great fun again, and I hope you've enjoyed learning how to use a map and just starting to loot a few villages. And at last we have found a starter location. So yeah, see you all really soon. I have been OMG Knit. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye!